Come in for a scry today. Let's see what the shapes and symbols have to say. Hello, my name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to step in for a scroll scry today. Looks like we have a miracle kind of on the go here. Miracle on air and Mother Earth. So Mother Earth miracle. It could be a miracle in your mind that's being generated, manifesting from the ether, from the air, from ether to air to earth. Some sort of alchemy is afoot here. Let's dive in deeper if you'd like to join me. As well, thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your perspective and presence is powerful. So gratitude galore for you being you. All right, we're going to get started here. You know, I got me my misfit scrolls, so we're going to dive in if you're opening up with me, or you can fast forward through. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of anyone here at any time, may we all meet a message with meaning. Okay, all right. I hears ya. You know the drill as well. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. Drop an emoji, whatever feels good. I appreciate you. Oh, we just had this one come up recently. Okay, that's cool. All right, there's a measurement going on, and I'm seeing it like I actually hear it. Hoom, hoom, hoom. So there's a pump of maybe it's like light. See how these two here? Oh. It's like the wind in the sail. Some sort of weather. Yeah, that's the hump, hump. And I hear the wind of the mines. And in this card here, of this mother card, the way I'm seeing it, it's almost like this pinch. I know that's her arm, but the way I'm seeing the art move is taking this pinch and this deep cloak. It's not so much important about what I'm seeing it as, but it's going to be and it's like, you know, when those people can do like magic tricks and they're like, oh, look at, you know, and then suddenly I'm in something else. Or maybe it's like all those reels and whatnot where they like just drop a piece of clothing and then they're in something new. So while it's not magic, and I kind of feel like that's the air of this, it's not magic. There is a method, and I'm at this point where I can feel, and regardless of, for some it might be grief specifically, so compassion, if that message is for one, thank you for holding space for them to receive it. Like this cloak of grief, this heaviness, this, you know, a weighted blanket is so soothing to some, of course, and for others it might feel like this walking around with a coat, a weighted blanket of grief, protection, almost like an armor. And I'm just seeing this anyway, it's being released off. I also want to note for some, there's the trust exercise here, and what it's bringing me into specifically is this memory of being in maybe grade 9 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10, high school, and they would have put on, you know, Halloween haunted house thing, and everything was blocked off, and you would have to put your hand in. Can you hear it? And it was like a bowl of grapes, but they would say it's like eyeballs, or a bowl of spaghetti, like these are guts. There's a trust exercise of like putting my hand through something, and it's off the page here. So maybe it's something currently unknown. But I also feel like I'm shaking hands with this miracle on, what is that movie called? Miracle on 34th Street, maybe 34 as well. I feel like I'm cleaning some old pipes. Some of you might be singers or just simply saying. There's like some therapeutic I believe it's scientific, but forgive me if I'm wrong, benefit to speaking your thoughts out loud. I mean, like talking to oneself, not just saying randomness at any point in time of, voicing one's opinion and whatnot. That's not, well, I respect opinions. It's not about that low vibe. This is about like talking to myself. And there's something about hearing like your own tone, your voice, and like a different kind of resonance can like
invisible.
It becomes the wind. She is like the wind. Yeah, metal. It's of the mind and like giving it wind. Moon. What did that say? I don't have my goggles on. No, for heaven's sakes. Moon, Monday, silver. Some of you also might have a mother in spirit, a mother figure that you are. You might have a chain, bracelet, necklace made of silver or some sort of symbol with her. Justified old ways, ending righteousness. I put my hand up on your hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. It's blatantly coming through. Okay, do you know what this makes me feel like? It makes me feel as like, am I looking or talking to myself, first of all, in the mirror, which we're always in mirrors here. So that's amazing. That's so fun. It's like
sleeping
mirror adventures. But it's like the way I'm saying, well, that's a great example. See his pose. It's like, isn't it your bedtime? Are you sure you want to do that? Now, there could be like judgments, but I'm also hearing it as like discipline. Discipline to, and then maybe the excuses we give to justify certain things. It's like, but that's what I really want. Follow your desires, follow this. But then it's like, there is this miracle that kind of happens when we look at our justifications and start to embody maybe new ways of doing the same thing. And I don't necessarily feel like that is completely like a restructuring, like there's something wrong or broken. Mindful and compassion, if one is working through grief, it's like, okay, maybe there's certain behaviors that we may act out or do based on how we justify how we're feeling, this, that, or the other. Anyway, I feel like I'm not going all the way into it, but if you get the gist, you get the gist. But this feels like I'm not lying to myself anymore or challenging, but in a good way, the positive spectrum of challenging my justifications. Rescue water and earth. Okay, my condolences if somebody has lost a son. When I say lost, that's, how we call it here while we're living. Somebody who has crossed over. Condolences. He looks over you quite dearly. It's in my emotions. He's trying to point something out. And it's a piece of heart. And I want to say healing, but it's almost like an inspiration for you to move through healing and know that it's okay, that the pain and suffering, the sacrifice, while it's deeply felt, of course, I'm treading carefully. I am here. So please feel well to heal. And know that any tear that is dropped helps. Sometimes it's like crying in general. It doesn't have to be in this message specifically.
Pain.
It's like the chemical balancing of crying has like biological benefits. Sovereign man, regal, masculine, actualized, successful, authority. There's some sort of depiction here, and maybe in the way we see ourselves, consider ourselves. Definitely, if you've lost a son, they are sovereign, they are soulful, and they are so smiley. But they're very stoic. And then that kind of brings me into this stoicness that's happening over here as I flip to the scrolls. And something about bibs. I don't know why that seems to be so prominent. The child, curiosity, beginning, balance, friendly, new. It's like learning how to have tea parties again, or have friends over. Animal therapy. There's something about structure of the mind here that's happening. It does feel more religious.
No thanks.
Not in its own way, shape, or form, even like to wander out esoterically. So it's a structure of some sort. Friendly forces, spirit present, helpful, allies from beyond, friendly forces and
Libra.
Ancestors. 55 coming out to a 10. It's like having tea with power animals, spirit animals, things that are softer in life. Deciding to play a little bit, it's like embody what I think lightness looks like, and it starts to bring it in. And there's definitely power here. And when I say power, it feels, it's kind of personal power, like, and I don't mean to sound cheesy and say light body, but it's kind of the way it is. It feels like the sparkles in the sky, or sparkles you don't see when somebody's wearing like skin cream and then or hair or something or other, and then they've got sparkle spray in it. That's kind of what it makes me feel like.
Ronald.
Hi, Ronald. The Waterhouse water. Do you know, it's like leaning up against cold concrete on a hot day. I feel like I'm trying to listen in on something, and it could be this conversation over here. It could be with my structure, whether that's religion or constructs or concepts or education, etc. I'm trying to listen to the symbols, trying to listen to the spirit of such, with the key coming through, healing internally, externally, and the answer. And do I assume that somebody else has the answer? Is that why I'm listening? But here's the thing. This is actually a door, and this key is going to go in and unlock it. And I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to have to sneeze. Blush me. Apologies. Achoo! But that would almost be like a cue, right? If you had to sneeze while you're listening, and then that lets them know on the other side of the wall, or spirit, whoever, it's like, oh, they're listening. There's somebody there, so they go and unlock the door. Judgments. Judgment of the self. Personal, internal judgment. Yeah, this steps forward through something about a fortune cookie. And it feels very fortunate in here. I also want to acknowledge, whether it's through grief of a person, place, or thing, whatever channel, there is okay.
Guide.
Yep. Sorry. I got like really spaced out there for a moment. Like everything kind of went blank. Everything went, if this is something that you're experiencing or have experienced, especially in like through a healing.
Granddaughter.
It's kind of like I'm like acting like nothing happened. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm just sitting here.
Nobody understands.
But I'm trying to listen through the crack. And maybe that it's outside of me, or that somebody else has this key. I really don't know where I was going, so maybe it's not meant to be said. And that's fine. Kairos and Chronos, the eternal time measured. It's almost like on either side of that wall, is this a crack in time? Possibly a crack in time?
Speak.
Step in time. Relationship, mental impress, express perceptions, allegory of error. But there's this miracle that's happening. But I kind of feel like, if I may, I'm like snooping in. And I say that in like the most childlike way. I'm like, what am I getting for Christmas? And I'm sitting on the stairs. Maybe you've asked for something, for a miracle, or what we would consider a miracle. What are our judgments on that? What are our thoughts on that? How do we like the thought of miracles, or would it be less or more if miracles were just mundane? And I mean just mundane, like miracles happen every day. Would it take the specialness away from them? I'm not really sure. Interesting. So this deck is by the Cosmomancy, is by Dragon Speak. And this is their card. And I kept it in. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but I love it. Because it's this overall angel of balance for me, is the way I see it. Yeah, the temperance of sorts. The dragon's spine being a coil. And what mental impressions, it's almost like they're not immediately made on I'm not making up my mind immediately. I notice the impressions before I decide to, it's like I perceive them before I decide to impress them upon myself. I.U.E. me, of course. Interesting. What's on the bottom? Father of Earth. And I think we had Mother of Earth here at the beginning. Yep. So it's
well.
balanced coming in with that, especially with that temperance of sorts, rising air underneath that. It's kind of like the parents of all that is. It's elemental parents. And there's a lot, while I didn't see fire here specifically, lots of water, lots of earth, lots of metal, and some air. But I'm thinking about that, and I think I'm the fire. That's how I'm feeling. Like the solar, the sun, and also the sun came through, letting you know that he's here and in your heart. There's also what I'm seeing is like a tornado in the chest, breast, heart area. But then there's also like these things being brought in. I'm seeing like Magic School Bus, if you ever saw that show when you were a kid, and they would like go really, really small to like go in and have these adventures, maybe through the mind. But really kind of getting down to brass tacks as well. And I'm just going to say that as we're getting ready to close, getting down to brass tacks and not bullshitting a bullshitter. You know what I mean? Justifying to ourselves why we do or don't do something. And I'm not making a judgment on those. I feel like I'm just acknowledging it. Like, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll start the diet tomorrow. Oh my God, I do it all the time. I'll do this tomorrow. Now, there is like some rearranging that is by measuring the time in some degree or another. It's like managing the time, going, okay, well, I can't do the laundry, the this, the that, and negotiate this contract all in one day, or I can't get to my emails, So you move things around and coordinate. There's a coordination. And then there's also times when we just know we're being away. And maybe it's because we're really not wanting to do something and we just need to admit that, or releasing our judgments of that. But nonetheless, rescue rangers are here. Miracles are being heard to be brought down in these elemental parents. So I dare say whatever it is that you're thinking about, wishing and wanting, patter, patter, get at her. Do it. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, bye. Hello, Fada. On the bottom is Cosmomancy, Infinite Potential, Architect, and Daughter of Fire. Perfect.
Be careful.